Learn right now how to mimic Mother Nature making severed marble using Coat Epoxy for thousands less. Stay tuned, enjoy the video. For today's project, we're doing a severed marble. That means I'm gonna do a contrasting exotic pour, kind of like the wall behind me. I'm gonna tape off an area here and do a real wild and vivid exotic pour in the middle. And then I'll do a gray tone, kind of toned down exotic pour on the perimeter. I'll let that kind of level in together, and then I'll peel up that center tape dam, let those meld, nice sharp lines, and then I'll wait about an hour and a half to 2.5 hours before I peel this exterior that I'll flow over. For my exotic pour today, I'm gonna mix up 6 ounces per square foot. And I'm going with Undercoat because we're doing a light or white colored countertop finish. Undercoat has the most UV resistance in all of the epoxy world. So now that my material's in the bucket, I'm gonna mix using a paddle mixer on a drill. This is the most efficient and effective way of mixing the epoxy. You wanna hold that bucket, plunge in your paddle mixer, lift it up off the bottom, and mix for 2 minutes. No reason to go up and down like that. That's just gonna incorporate more air into the resin. Midway through mixing, after about 45 seconds to a minute, I'm gonna scrape the sides and bottom with a stick. Starting out with a good mix is very important. It's your most important step with working with epoxy. If you don't mix right, it may never cure right. So following our mixing procedure, 2 minutes with a paddle mixer, scrape it in the middle, you're good to go. The exotic pour is a very user-friendly, beginner-level countertop finish. You just gotta pick your colors, tint them, back in the bucket. Don't mix that bad boy, just pour it back out of your countertop, and then in a matter of seconds, your countertop is complete. It's gonna meld and move naturally, look like Mother Nature made it. Enough yapping, let's get to mixing. Let's make an exotic pour bucket. So I got my colors mixed. I'm gonna do the perimeter first. A little bit of white dye, gray, skim milk, alloy. See how they already are fighting? Just gonna take our exotic pour bucket now and pour out that material. There's plenty of material on this project, and I have a little bit of surface tension right here. So what I'm gonna do, it's probably gonna close on itself. Ooh, it is as I'm watching it. But to help it, encourage it, if you come back and that's not moving, just wet it down. I'd grab that gray and touch it, and now watch it flow. Bye-bye. We've got a bunch of micro bubbles from mixing and doing all the work with the resin. To remove that, you could do it 3 different ways. You could start out with a propane torch. That's your most efficient and effective way. That's like using a 20-volt drill. Then you walk down to your heat gun. That's gonna eliminate the air, but it's gonna push and move your colors a little bit and a little less effective. That's like using your 12-volt drill. Then you could bust out your wife's hair dryer or your hair dryer, depending on how your hairstyle is. If you use your hair dryer, that's like using your handheld flathead. It's gonna take a minute, it's gonna move your colors, but it will pop air bubbles. So you're gonna sweep the surface using the torch. If you hit it on your tape, it may catch fire, so use caution whenever you have your tape down. All right, guys. Time to remove my center dam. Remember, I'm gonna let this sit for a couple hours after I mixed before I remove my outside perimeter and let it flow over my edges. But I want this center to start melding, so I'm gonna start peeling this tape dam. There we go. So what you'll wanna keep an eye out for is drips. So you're gonna peel up and kind of get your hand under here. What I was trying not to do is get gray drips in the center or blue drips here. I have one right here. So what I'll do to hide that, folks, is just kind of incorporate it a little bit better. You can see how fluid the material is. I kind of like what that did there. I'm gonna leave that be. Whoo-wee! All right, we got a little bit here that's flowing. And I think I just had a lot more tape right here. So I'm gonna pour it and let it flow in. I'm gonna cover up that blue too right here. Guys, that looks amazing. That's how you can get that real sharp line. Otherwise, like here, it's gonna flow and move and really, because what we did with this one is we did the blue first, and then we came back really quick with the grays on either side, but it gave it so much time as I mixed up the other batch, it really stretched out, where this tape dam holds it right where you want it. That looks awesome. I'm gonna torch this one other time. You can see where those rolled together, you're getting a little bit of air bubbles. Totally common. You wanna torch at least probably 3 times over the whole project to eliminate all that air. All right, guys, I'm in love with this piece. At this point, I could pull a couple extra epoxy techniques out of my back pocket if I wished, if I wasn't so pleased. The isopropyl alcohol mist will sell and fracture and kind of meld, move this thing, do some pretty cool stuff. I'm gonna omit that on this step. We have tons of videos where I show how that isopropyl alcohol will just kind of bring this to life. I'm loving the little snakeskin look right there. If I miss that, I'll lose that look. So I'm not gonna do that. Another epoxy technique would be the fog and fracture. And this one actually would probably look very good using the white gloss, light fog, mist it. It adds that lacing look. That might really, really look pretty on here, but I'm not willing to risk it. Tape dam removal pro tips, folks. That really determines on your heat and humidity and what part of the country you're in. In Hawaii, in Texas, where the heat is high and the humidity is max, that's gonna speed up the gel time. You're gonna peel this dam between hour 1 and 2. Here in Oregon, in summer, it's between hours 2 and 3. So you really need to do a test piece. Make an exotic pour on a little 2x2 piece that you pick up at Walmart. You have a little coffee table at the end, but you're really gonna know when to pull that tape off that first experience. And how I test it, I'll push my tape dam and then I'll see how quick that pulls back. If it's real fluid, see how it just instantly goes self-level. If it's gelled up, it'll be more like this, really moving slow motion. So once you see that slow motion action, you're ready to pull. All right, guys, I'm gonna let this cure for about another 2 hours. I'll be back to peel the tape and show you that step, and then this project will be ready to cure overnight. If this was going in a customer's home, tomorrow I'd come back and I'd apply a clear coat of epoxy, 3 ounces per square foot, no tape dam needed. Let that cure, then I would follow it up with the ultimate top coat. That is our best, most durable finish over the epoxy countertop. It's the final step in our epoxy countertop system. Enough of me yapping, guys. Let this cure. I'll be back in 2 hours to show you how this looks. I'm giving away 2 sets of custom coasters that I created on this YouTube channel. Share the video with your social media audience, crush that like button, and let me know in the comments below I shared it to social media for your chance to win. Now back to the video. Well, I had a tape dam blowout. Tape dams are a little difficult on those rock face edges. Over at Rhonda's at RK3 Design, working with Kenny, I learned how to do that tape dam where we do the window insulation foam right on the top, because those little voids on that rock face allow the material to get behind that tape dam and push it away. It builds up pressure, it peels your tape dam, you have leaks, and the worst thing that happens, everything kind of pulls that way. The piece isn't ruined, but I had that leak and that's what caused it. So I should have done my foam dam on the surface. That would have kept that dam from failing. So whenever you're doing a rock face, do that tape dam. But it's been multiple hours. You could see right here earlier, see how much longer that's sticking to my finger? Before it would just peel right off. So that's quite thick. And to peel that tape dam, I usually come right over to one of my corners and I peel it all the way down. And then I'm gonna peel down, encouraging that resin to follow my tape. And I'm kind of already wetting down that edge. And then that epoxy now sees so much thicker. This is actually great timing. We'll begin to coat our edges and look really, really pretty. Oh, that edge is already coated. Oh, that's gonna look good though. I wanted the blue to come out this side, but instead it took a detour and went out the front. I'm okay with that. Put your epoxy tape on your plastic. That way it all dries as a clump and you could easily throw it away tomorrow. And now over here, you could see the surface tension happening, right? This is totally common. So how to fix this, how to get it to flow evenly, is you just wet down that edge with your finger. So take that epoxy and walk it down, and then it's gonna flow nice and uniform. I'm not rubbing it this way because then I would kind of take my gray and move it over to the blue. So I'm just bringing those colors down. And when you have a leak like this, you could always grab some of that epoxy and hit your edges. So I've got some dry areas here. So I'll come grab some of my white, hit it up there. Bada bing, bada boom. That is pretty much complete. You could see right here how these are stringy. That's another indicator that I've got pretty good timing. They're really stretchy and stringy like that. That's what you want to see. If this was fresh really soon and I did that, it would just be like a waterfall coming off that front edge. Perfect timing. We're going to let this cure. This project will be cured and ready for this next step in about 15 hours from now in the summertime. So it's a good 18 to 24 hours on that first cure. I'll come back tomorrow. I'll apply a clear coat of epoxy. That's gonna protect all these colors. And also gonna take this countertop back to food safe. When you start adding the micas, the dyes, the countertop is no longer food safe. So a clear coat of epoxy, back to food safe, you're ready to go. You want ultimate durability? You then come back with that ultimate top coat that takes the sheen down. That's what you see behind me. The reflection's down. It's a more natural sheen for the countertop world. I'm very much in love with the copper, man. That looks so good. I love how I brought in the blue pearl to the outside and the inside. That really kind of ties them both together. Guys, Severed Marble, it's as simple as that. Timing is everything. You're gonna wanna do a little sample piece in your area so you know how the heat and humidity is affecting your epoxy. Hope you learned some tips and tricks that are gonna get you headed down the road, fixing your old worn out countertops with Stone Coat Epoxy, saving yourself tons of money. Thanks for watching, everybody. Until next time, from Stone Coat Countertops, don't forget, you got this. And we'll see you on the next video.